son, this thing was not on.
Oh,
Yo, my bad, yo. I have to manually go in and click the live. So I click live on OBS. Anyway, yo, we're here talking Knicks basketball. I apologize, guys. I just had my brother Darcy talking for like a good 2 minutes, man. We're here talking about the 76ers game, man. Mike Brown possibly shifting and moving away from Cat late in games, how the small ball lineup, something that we've seen with Tom Thibodeau in the past, how it might be ran its head again, pause with the Knicks, but it seemed to work. We're also going to talk about some trade targets, Yves Missy, Jose Alvarado, as well as Najee Marshall, and then obviously the big elephant in the room, can we get Cat? But my brother Darcy said, I apologize, guys. I thought I hit the live. I hit it on the OBS, but I did not hit it on the YouTube stream, so you have to now do that manually for some reason. But it suits my brother Darcy. Please get to it again, man. I apologize for that, Darcy.
yeah. We were just talking about Karl Anthony Towns. The reality is I like that against the Sixers that Mike Brown chose to experiment with OG at the 5. Because the reality is that the Sixers, they could be a playoff team that we match up with come playoff time. And, you have to imagine any team that has lost to us in the playoffs are going to put up a little bit more of a fight because they don't want that to be a part of history to where, you lose to Jalen Brunson and the Knicks twice, right? So if we were to match up against the Sixers, you have to be able to experiment with different lineups because Mitch could get in a foul trouble guarding Embiid in the playoffs. And then Karl Anthony Towns, bro, he's a liability on both sides of the floor at times.
Yep.
And primarily because of his foul trouble. He can rack up fouls on the offensive end, and he can rack up fouls on the defensive end. So, that's a huge problem. And you need your second star available at all times. And if your second star is not available, it can't be because he's constantly getting in foul trouble. And this is why I think Josh Hart and the other players, and there was always rumors of frustration amongst the players when it comes to Karl Anthony Towns. I believe that to be true because he just doesn't play with the seriousness that you expect from your second star who's trying to win a championship. And you saw OG's frustration with him last year in the playoffs, where there were just some defensive lapses, especially in that Pacers series. Karl Anthony Towns just is not a serious person. And I don't fault him for that. I don't hold it against him. But I do, but it is who he is at this point, right? He was that way before he came here. And I just think at year 10, year 11 in the league, you're not going to change at this point. And so when you trade for a guy like that, you know what you're getting from him. And it would be foolish as Knicks fans if that we expected this guy's demeanor to change just because he's in New York. That's not going to happen. And so the reality is you either move off his contract before the trade deadline, right? Which I think the front office is faced with that dilemma because realistically, you cannot. Being that the Knicks are going to be a second apron team, you have Mikal Bridges' extension kicking in next year. And plus, you also have to re-sign Deuce McBride and Mitchell Robinson. Especially, you have to re-sign Mitchell Robinson if you're going to keep Karl Anthony Towns. That's a automatic. If you're going to pay a guy like Karl Anthony Towns who is coming up for an extension, who's going to be looking at about $60 million plus, if you're going to pay a player that, and he's going to take up that much of your cap space, he has to be giving you something on both sides of the floor. That's a non-negotiable. And at this point, Karl Anthony Towns is not that. And so I think the front office is debating, hey, do we try to hold on to this guy and let this team do whatever it's going to do in the playoffs and live with the results of it, and then based on how they perform and whether they win a championship or they fall short, that's how you base your moves in the offseason and whether you try to trade Towns. Now, that could backfire because if he doesn't perform well and he has one of his worst playoff performances, then his trade value is going to plummet even more. So do you want to run that risk as an organization? And then you're basically asking other teams to bail you out if you do try to pull a trigger, right? For them to trade a player who is making over $50 million and is going to be on an ascending contract, right? While also being a liability when it comes to foul trouble, and then also not always buying into his role. So I think there's just too many variables at play when it comes to Karl Anthony Towns. And when you're serious about winning a championship, you can't have too many variables to account for. You don't know what you're going to get come playoff time. We don't know how the refs are going to call it, when it comes to him driving into the paint. Yes, playoffs are a little bit more physical, but with the hooking of the arms, he just seems like he doesn't have the discipline in game to not do certain things.
I agree, and I apologize for not hitting the live button, but we were just talking about the Mitchell Robinson thing, and and Darcy, pointed out the move that Mitch Robinson did on Adam Bonner, and obviously, look, we're not looking for Mitch to be an offensive force per se, but when Mitch was in that game, that third quarter, we built up the 17-point lead. The offense looked a lot more fluid, like. Mitch, and I hate to say it like this, not as if Mitch is not even that type of player. So I'm not even going to put him in that category of saying that he's trying to take shots when he shouldn't be or try to get his. But it's just that what he provided on defense as well too, the covering the ground, guarding up Embiid, right? Like Embiid until the fourth quarter, he had 5 points in the third quarter, or no, by the fourth quarter, excuse me. So I don't even know if he had it in the third quarter. Let me just look it up now. But I remember by the fourth quarter, early fourth quarter, he had 5 points in the second half. So the third quarter, Mitch Robinson did his thing against him. So Embiid had 0 points in the third quarter. So and Mitchell Robinson, just the impact on the floor was amazing. The rebounding, he had 6 points. He was just excellent on the floor. And that's the type of thing when, like I said, there has to be layers to this team that if I can't have my best players, if Mikal Bridges is slow, right, whatever, or they figured out Brunson, whatever it may be, even though Brunson had to get his game and OG had a good game, I need other guys to step up. If we can't score, then you can't score. And I think that you made some good points for Cat, where Cat just doesn't get it, right? I said on the stream, I give Cat 2 fouls in that game that should have been called. The little hook, even though they're both being physical, and the first fadeaway shot that Embiid shot because Cat didn't touch him at all, right? And Tony Brothers is a terrible ref. But then you have to realize, look, okay, yeah, they screwed me on those calls, but I have to go back in and be uber careful. His last foul was literally just hitting Embiid going up for no reason. And the thing about it is that here's what I don't like, right? And you brought up another great point, even though I'm saying more so on the offensive end. Cat is who he is. There's not going to be another coach or whoever was going to get the best out of him. Mm-hmm. He had Tibbs twice. He had Finch. He has what's your man's who was there before him? Was he with Saunders? I think he may have been there with Flip Saunders. I think so. And obviously now with Mike Brown. All different types of coaches, all try to put him in different spots on the floor. And the thing that you can see every time, we used to have the third quarter of doom. I need to do some more research on the second quarters that we've had the season. Because you know what happened second quarter? Jalen Brunson's out. And that's when Cat has all the time to operate the offense. That's when you see Cat pick up some dumb fouls. Cat would attack the basket 3 times, do relatively well, shoot a bad 3. That had literally throws us out of rhythm. We're down by, say, 5, 7, whatever. And he's having his way in the paint, and then he just stupidly shoots 3. So when we talk about trying to set up Cat, it's not offensively. Is the defense. Josh Hart now you're having teammates coming out and basically saying, yo, it's this and that. Which we haven't seen in a long time with this Knicks squad where guys are pinpointing one player. Right? And I'm not saying they're all ganging up him, but for Josh to come out and say that speaks volumes. They're like, bro, we don't even care about you. We'll handle the offensive part. We'll find you your spots on the floor, whatever. Don't worry about the foul stuff. It's like your defense is the one thing. And I've said this since last year. I'm not saying Mikal Bridges is a lockdown defender. But anybody who plays point of attack defense, they're going to suffer because other teams is going to run pick and roll, run the screen game on Cat. Who, if it's not a short pick and roll, he typically suffers, especially going down the top of the key or the middle of the paint. So, and then having a guy like Cat, look, now you have to play Mitch Robinson extra numbers, and you have to play Eric Purdy, who I actually thought Eric Purdy played okay, even though he had a -2, -3, whatever in the game. I thought he played relatively well for the few minutes he played. Right, Cat is just putting this undue pressure on this squad, which then throws us out of rhythm. We don't know which lineups work best with Cat because he's in stupid foul trouble throughout the season, or throughout the games, well, I guess throughout the season. And so I just thought that the 76ers game, I got to give Mike Brown credit for adjusting. Got to give the Knicks credit, OG Anunoby major credit for being a number 2 guy next to Jalen Brunson, something that we needed badly. in that game. Mitchell Robinson for stepping up majorly. I know, again, he's only going to play 25, 26 minutes, it seems. I can't wait to see what happens in the playoffs. But then now this puts on new pressure, or more pressure on Knicks to trade for a guy like a Yves Missy. Because I'm sorry, I need another big out there. A guy who can play that 4-5 position, defend. Yves Missy is like one of the top in, what is it, offensive rebounding percentage, defensive rebound percentage, something like that. I gotta look up the stats again, but Yves Missy, he's been having a good spate of games. So, Cat, look, I think the Giannis thing we get to that a little bit is probably off. It's just gonna be us bolstering that front court. But honestly, man, like you said, it's going to reach a boiling point. I do think they're going to make a concerted effort to move off of Cat. If you can find a way to move off the Cat contract. Unfortunately, you either going to have to give up a first rounder to get a collection of contracts that expire, or you're going to have to take on some contracts that have some years in it. And that kind of disadvantages you when you talk about re-signing Mitch and re-signing Miles McBride. To larger contracts. Obviously, you have the Burris, but you're gonna be over the second apron anyway. So, right, I look, Cat. We can talk about Mikal Bridges being probably the worst one because you gave 5 picks, and I know people killing us and saying, "Yo, those 5 picks could use Giannis." But Cat is really looking like the guy that's, because Cat was supposed to be number 2 player. That you have your Jalen Brunson, you have your Cat, you figure out the rest of the offense, and Cat's becoming much more the question mark than he is the answer right now. And look, we have the Kings coming up, a team we lost to. What was it, last week, a few weeks ago? And by the way, this is not the first time that Mike Brown has taken out Cat in the fourth quarter. I'm forgetting what game we won like a week.
He has a few games back.
You remember which one it was, right? And Mitch played third quarter. Mitch actually even played the fourth quarter a lot. If I remember, he didn't play a lot of fourth quarter, but then Cat didn't.
Yeah, he benched them for like the last 8 minutes, I think.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember which game it was, but yeah, man. Great points on the Cat thing, man. The Kings game, you think it's gonna be a shorter leash with Cat? Do you think that he tries to go much more to the small ball line to get some type of like rhythm with that, to be all right? This could be a lineup I go through fourth quarter. I could go to the fourth quarter, and I'll depend, because look, Mike Brown has been experimenting. I think some of it is necessary, obviously. But again, as the season progresses, coaches they solidify certain lineups where it's like, all right, we can't be experimenting too much because we're getting close to the playoffs. Obviously, it's in the first half, but how do you feel about this Kings game coming up? Obviously, DeMar DeRozan kind of killed us. Last game, Zach LaVine. Do you think he goes back to that small ball lineup a little bit quicker? How do you feel about Cat's usage against the Kings?
I think for Mike Brown, you don't want to give teams too much of an idea of what you like to stick with, right? I think you use certain lineups once in every blue moon, because once playoff time comes, teams are studying your film. They're studying what lineups you use. They're studying what you go to, what you use. So as a coach, Mike Brown knows that. So you're going to have some versatility. You're going to have to make sure you keep some things in the chamber for when playoffs come. So that way the Knicks offense is a little bit more unpredictable. So I don't want to see Mike Brown go to too many smaller lineups, but I like the versatility. I do think you have to, at this point, start experimenting a little bit with those smaller lineups and just making sure that you don't play them with a lot of minutes to where teams have a lot of film to study to understand how you're going to use those lineups. But to your point about Cat, I don't think Karl Anthony Towns would be that bad, because we've seen him be a part of a team with the top defense. But that's conditional upon him buying into his role fully. And it's also conditional around him having other wing defenders around him that can make up for him. And to me, the real issue, and I won't say the real issue because Cat is the real issue, but another key issue, and I'm ready to move off him too, is Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges, one thing I've noticed right now is, if you look at it, Mike Brown, the first person he's going to off the bench has been Landry Shamet. And the reason why is Landry Shamet is giving you what Mikal Bridges is supposed to give you. Good point of attack defense, physical, good point of attack defense, and being able to knock down the three and also get to those corners and also help break down the defense by touching the paint and spraying. Landry Shamet literally does what Mike Brown needs from Mikal Bridges while being on a minimum contract. Meanwhile, Mikal Bridges is shooting 3 for 16 for no reason. He avoids contact. Like, literally no reason. You just breaking shots for no reason. And then you're avoiding contact. And at the same time, it's like, when you're paying a guy $30 million, right? Julius Randle is getting paid $30 million, right, on his new contract. Mikal Bridges is due for a raise come the summertime. When you can't rely on a guy for 10 points every night, that's a problem.
So, all right, let me ask you this, because, all right, the whole thing last year was Mikal Bridges minutes, whatever, right? And it's not shaping out to be that, right? Not say that the minutes didn't hurt him, but he's getting less minutes, less usage, and he is struggling. And he had the same issues last year. If y'all remember, again, after game 35, his confidence waned for whatever reason. Tibbs was scapegoat, but I think just maybe the spotlight, whatever it is, obviously he talked about tinkering his contract with his shot last year. What do you think is... Because also, to Landry, man, look, man, I'm not the biggest fan of Landry, but he hit some big-ass shots. And also, too, Mikal Bridges didn't play late in that fourth quarter, if y'all remember, like the 76ers. Landry hit some big shots. What do you think is the best? Because I guess now you have to try to cover these guys. Because look, if you play Cat, once you start that second quarter, or period, if you have Cat, Brunson, Mikal in there, they're going to use Mikal point of attack. You screen them off, and your tagger is going to be Brunson. So, what lineups work best with Cat? And then what lineups you think work best with Mikal Bridges? Because I get what you're talking about with Shamet, but when we paid Cat, Mikal is going to get the raise, obviously we signed an extension, and then we give a lot of picks. He's supposed to be a major, at least consistent piece in this offense. And OG's been struggling too. OG's has probably a little bit more to game attacking wise. But what do you think are the best lineups for Mikal Bridges going forward? Is it a confidence thing? Is it a spot thing? Because he also is taking some bad contested shots in the corner, and they're just not dropping. So how do you get the best out of a Mikal Bridges type? Like, what lineups do you think work best for him?
I think you need to stagger more, and I think when you do stagger, I think you need to make sure that everyone else around him can play defense.
But he's supposed to be. Oh, wait, who you talking about? Cat or Mikal? My bad.
I'm talking about Cat.
Oh, Cat. All right.
Yeah, I think, one, you need more minutes. Because here's the truth, right? We don't see a lot of cohesion between Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns.
Not at all, bro.
Yeah, right?
Not at all.
Right? Like, and the reality is if you're not seeing that cohesion, then you have to turn to staggering at this point, because you have two players who are not good defensively. Now, Jalen Brunson, credit to him, can hold his own. JB will defend without needing a help defender, right? But Karl-Anthony Towns, typically he just won. Here's my thing. Even if you're not blocking shots, you need to be an intimidating player when a guard is driving into the paint. You need to make them feel you. They need to feel your presence without you fouling. That's what Mitchell Robinson excels at on the defensive end. And Karl-Anthony Towns, being and playing next to a guy like Mitchell Robinson, you didn't want to embrace your role at the 4 with him at the 5.
Right.
But when you're playing at the 5, you're not embracing the 5 and giving your utmost, effort at the 5. So you're hurting your team. And when I look at the Knicks videos that they recorded over the summer when the team was interviewing him, Karl-Anthony Towns was saying there's nothing that he wants more to do than win a championship. But the thing is, you don't play like that. And you don't have the habits that support that. So for me, it's like, it's either we're going to figure out how to, what lineups we can keep around him 100% of the time that's going to maximize him offensively while covering up his weaknesses defensively. And then for Mikal Bridges, you have to turn to using Landry Shamet more with Mikal Bridges and letting Shamet play at the point of attack, and hopefully, kind of relieving Mikal of those duties, and hopefully he can get something going on the offensive end. But you can't make a player hit shots. You just can't.
That's true.
I don't care who the coach is. A lot of people criticize Mike Brown. When you have OG missing threes, we have Mikal breaking threes, These are guys who the reality is you just don't know what you're going to get from them offensively every night. And I would just like the comfort of getting that.
I wish so. Here's a few things I think you could do with Cat. Like I mentioned before, man, you gotta get Cat feeling like he's appreciating offense. Now, I can't. I'm not gonna give Brunson any relief for not getting Cat involved. To me, look, man, great leaders find a way to get assets involved, regardless of personality. What you just have to find a way. If it's running incessant pick and rolls and actually making purposeful passes to them. Now I know Cat likes to pop a lot to the outside, and I think many times he takes like a delayed roll to the basket. But I've seen OJ Anunoby make alley-oops to Cat. I'm not saying it's a lot. I've seen even McCobbridge, and I think you need to get your wings more involved heavily. Like we only have a few games this season, but it's like we'll have whether it's Purdy or typically like more so Mitch. I forget, it was a few games ago we won when Mitch was just setting screen, and I put it on Twitter too. It was a home game, setting screen after screen after screen after screen, and I was like, that is the offense we should be running. Because we don't run all this off-ball crap that we talk about. We don't really run a lot of it. We still run we run the offense similar to last year. But if that's the case, use your bigs more to create, even if it's artificial space. I could give a F less. We had even against 76, we had way too many possessions where there was nothing happening. We're dribbling, we're passing it back above the perimeter, going back and forth, and then we try to create some type of action, attacking a basket, maybe try to get a little mid-range shot or something. And it's just, and we've been doing this all season. We have to get a guy like Cat involved, get him in motion. Now, the thing about Cat too, though, I think he gets tired of the screening. Honestly, bro, Cat needs to just put his head down and just shut the F up, bro. You gotta do something to contribute to this team, to get your shots going, which may not be you just getting a pick and pot and maybe you rolling to the basket, you getting some type of motion towards the basket. But you have to find a way to get Cat involved in the pick and roll game. Mitch Robinson's been able to do it. Eric Purdy's been able to do it. It frees up space for guys who aren't great in the dribble, like OG, like Macau. And I know people kill Tibbs. I'm not trying to say go back to Tibbs. One thing I like that Tibbs did, especially in the second year here, third year here that he did with RJ, he would run that pistol set. That literally go back to the first play of the game against the Pacers was literally a pistol set, and he kept doing that. First play of the game, pistol set. First play of the game, pistol set. Another thing that Tibbs did with Randall, knowing that Randall was a head case, and that Randall many times, if his offense wasn't going, his defense rest of his game would just suffer. He fed him a lot of threes early in games, right? Not say you feed Cat a lot of threes, and I'll give it to Brunson. These guys, they do try to feed Cat at times, or they feed. If there's a player who struggled the game before, they try to feed him early, which I salute that. But to me, I would try to have a set play, whatever it is. One set play, if it's a pistol play, whatever it is, just to get their key player, a Cat, an easy bucket. They got to go back to the mind games that Tibbs was doing with Randall. And it wasn't until not the year Randall got traded, but the year before that. Because remember, I think it was like the second half of the season where Randall was just like he hit a lot of parlays for me. Where it'll be you could bet on him for three threes in a game, 4 threes in a game, because they'll give him like 3 or 4 threes in the first quarter. Like they just kept feeding him. So I think that's how you have to almost like spoon feed these like a guy like a Cat, because Brunson gets it, Josh Hart gets it. I think even McCall gets it, even though he's not hitting shots. OG gets it, but a guy like Cat, bro, I don't think we're gonna be able to trade him, Darcy. So you just have to find a way to get into his head mentally where he buys in. I could tell there's probably some type of rift now because you had your man Josh Hart talking, so it's probably like, man, the locker room ain't. Something is happening if these guys is coming out and saying that publicly. Because remember when McCall was struggling, what did Josh Hart do last year? He supported him. He didn't throw him under the bus. Now with now with Cat is a little bit different. So I think that's how you try to unlock it again. Try to run more pick and roll with these ball handlers who are not going to ball. I do like the Shamet being using the point of attack. Because one thing I like about Shamet, even when he's not playing good offensively, when he can't hit shots, he sells out defensively. Say what you want about the kid, he works his ass off defensively. I do want to see more of those lineups with him and McCall. I do agree with that. But I'm still trying to think of what's the best lineups with Cat. Because Cat's not going to run the floor. He's a half-court guy. So, like, is it Miles? I mean, Miles comes in that second quarter, but Miles is not really a pick-and-roll guy. Miles has missed Cat several times on a screenplay, too. So, I don't know, bro. But I think McCall has to be... Got to use Cat more in the screen game. Use McCall who could also shoot that little mid range shot off the screen. You gotta force feed some type of 2-man chemistry between these.
Well, Deuce was building, a little chemistry with Cat. He got him a couple of open looks at the top of the key from 3, just coming off a screen. With Cat, for me, lineup wise, I could see Mike Brown. I could do a little Kolek, Shamit, Josh Hart, OG, and Cat. I could also do Deuce, Shamit, Macau, Cat, and Mitch. And I honestly think anytime Karl-Anthony Towns is on the floor, you damn near need to have either Shamit or Josh Hart out there for spacing. They do a really good job. Josh Hart, I would say, does a really good job of looking for Karl-Anthony Towns, which I feel is extremely critical because you got to get him involved in the offense. And the thing about Cat that pisses me off is when you're getting paid $50+ million, bro, I need you to be aggressive at all times. You should be looking for the ball. When Jalen Brunson misses a game, you should low-key be excited. Like, yo, I'm getting more touches tonight. I'm going in.
I said the same. Yo, bro, son, Darcy. I say, yo, bro, I grew up where if Jordan was out, when Jordan left to go play baseball, bro, do you understand how happy Scottie Pippen was? So now he was the number 1 guy. I seen that with him. I seen that when Tracy McGrady, when he was fiending to leave Toronto, when he started to get when his offense started to blossom after 2 years of being like a defensive player with the Raptors. I see the number 2 guy. I grew up with the number 2 guy fiending. Not to say they want the player to be hurt, but fiending for the opportunity to show, yo, bro, I'm that guy, and I want to get paid like that guy. I want my own team. That was more so like the late 90s, 2000s even. But it's like, bro, when you sent me that video, Darcy, I wanted to cry like, bro, what the hell, son? This team you are so soft for saying that. And like I said, it's not until Brunson's in the game, or if Brunson's not in the game, bro, as funny as they don't have chemistry, it's like his nerves are relieved that he doesn't have to be the number 1 guy. Like, you can put all the onus on Brunson, and he almost plays better, despite the fact that I don't think him and like you said, him and Brunson don't have that chemistry. Like, we have we have a freaking head case. How you have we need a psychologist, bro, on this team. Because again, Cat has to go back. I'll show Cat this film. Go back to the Celtics series last season in the playoffs. When Cat stopped playing drop back, remember, he had a few games. I think it was the fourth quarter. He had like 2 blocks or something. He was playing out of his mind defensively. The help defense was great. I'm like, hey, yo, if Cat plays this defense, bro, we're going to this. It wasn't even elite defense. It was just good defense with some flashes, or average defense with some flashes. You have to show him that film and say, hey, Cat, look, I don't even need you. Forget even scoring 20 points tonight, bro. I just need your man. I just need the paint to be protected, and I need your man. If it's an elite center, an NB, whatever, just give me 20% less of his field goal makes. Just give me that. It's 20% less, bro. You got an A+ for the. Like, we have to somehow feed that into this guy, because like you said, bro, guys make sacrifices all the time, championship-wise, bro. Jalen Williams took a back seat to freaking SGA last year. Not to say that SGA shouldn't have been the number 1 guy, but guys know their roles. But they know, hey, during the season, okay, SGA is going to be behind or whatever. Let me step up. I know Jalen Williams hurt now, but every time your number 2 play, they find ways to contribute to be the number 1 guy when they need to be, and take a step back when they know that the number 1 guy needs to be the number 1 guy. I don't know. Maybe the coaching staff is too soft with Cat, but they have to try to find a way for this guy to respond, because I'm sorry, Darcy, I want a championship. And everywhere, bro, every person I talk to about basketball, bro, when they find out I'm a Knicks fan, bro, they're like, bro, if you guys don't win it this year, I had a Celtics fan tell me that it's, bro, this season. I had a Celtics fan tell me, like, bro, if y'all don't win it this season, bro, like, y'all some bums. He's like, he said, yo, we in Boston think y'all gonna take, because we know without Tatum we can't get far, even though Jaylen Brown's having. I'm like, yeah, you got it, bro. Yeah. He's like, yo, I'm serious, bro. If y'all don't make it, son, this is your best chance. I'm like, bro, I know. I'm like, but you know what the biggest issue is? We both say Cat. I'm like, yeah. Like we know what it is. Like we should be in the finals. So yeah, man, I don't want to kill Cat too much. I know probably a few more things, but it's just, man, you have to find a way for it to click. And this game tomorrow, against the Kings, and it's at home too. Now, granted, it's at home. I wish it was away, because I like to see the Knicks battle tested on the road. But look, man, they have a small lineup that killed us. DeMar DeRozan killed us late. Westbrook was making plays. Like this Kings team is gonna. They're not playoff contenders. They're not a contending team. But I want to see what Mike Brown does with a small lineup. I want to see how he utilizes Mitch. If Cat is into foul trouble, does Cat remain though? If he's having a struggle game, does he remain that fourth quarter? Do they try to go to Mitch as the stopper and then have OG at the 4 and then whatever from there? I really want to see more of the small ball lineup, because bro, the way we built up that 17-point lead, I felt like the 76ers were out the game, bro. I felt like if we were able to sustain that lead, say you build up to a 20-point lead with like 7 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter, I felt like they would have been like, all right, man, let's F this game, bro, because we don't want to waste Embiid's legs. We let the Knicks have this one. Because remember, Maxey wasn't having a great game. He had some big shots late. And then VJ Edgecombe wasn't having a great game. VJ Edgecombe, the last 2 games of the season, has killed us. The second half, he's killed us. Tyrese Maxey always finds a way to kill the Knicks. And yet, without it, like, the Knicks were doing a great job in that third quarter. Like, that, I don't want to say championship basketball, Darcy, but I think something clicked with Mike Brown. Like, that was almost a blessing in disguise for Cat to get in trouble like that. So, the Kings game tomorrow, I think, is uber important, because we have to find levels rotation-wise. But anything else you want to say on that before we go to the trade talk, bro?
Nah, nothing specifically. I'm definitely ready to get into the trade talks, man.
All right, man. Let's get to this, man. Your man Darcy, put up an emphatic rant last week, and I still gotta post. I apologize, y'all, but we gotta talk about, man. Your man Darcy said it is obvious. Look, the Knicks just do not have the pieces, the first rounders, right? Now, granted, Giannis being out 4 to 6 weeks, people think that's his last game played. He's came out and said he doesn't know if it's his last game played. He's as good as gone. People were speculating that this summer, at the very worst of summer, he's going to be gone, which is interesting. But again, with the another calf injury, leg injury, it is issue. So, do you think that a team makes that trade for Giannis? I know the Heat came up a while ago. Why am I forgetting the team that was mentioned recently? I said they made trade for Cat. Even though I don't believe it, because they also include LeBron, which makes no sense. But the Warriors were another team they said could trade from. Now, granted, obviously Jimmy Butler's out with ACL. I think Curry was out tonight again. Curry and Draymond, even I don't think it's long term, but they'd be trying to save or salvage a dying dynasty or dying whatever you want to call it, championship level team. How do you think this is going to play out? I don't think the Knicks have enough to make this trade go through, bro. To give 5 additional picks in the future, well into the future, I just don't see it happening. But yeah, talk about it. You had some findings today. I think it was not from The Athletic.
It was from Yossi Gazin.
Yossi Gazin, yeah. But yeah, talk about it, Darcy. You want to talk about that. And we would talk about Yves Missy, who I think is actually a good piece for the Knicks, and then Najee and the rest.
Yeah, I mean, given all the variables that, we talked about earlier with Karl Anthony Towns, there's too many variables on this team for you to feel confident enough as a front office that this team is ready to win. And Leon Rose watches the games just like us. He's a fan of basketball just like us. So when you see a team go on a losing streak like that and play with no fight, you watch them not show up against Detroit. You watch them not have any fight in some other games, and now they just all of a sudden, they say, hey, let's bounce back, let's lock in, let's stop playing. Teams are serious this year. Mm-hmm. Teams are serious every year, but it's more teams that are serious this year, feeling like they have a wide open chance because, one, you give a lot of teams hope when you lose every regular season game against the defending champions and then you play them in the second round and you beat them. That lets young players know anything can happen in this league, right? Everybody says anything can happen in this league, but no, anything really can happen in this league. We could get eliminated in the playoffs by a team we didn't think we would lose to. It happened when we played against Indiana. So, for me, at this juncture, I feel like the best move that the Knicks need to make is to try to acquire Giannis Antetokounmpo before the trade deadline.
But
And if you can't do that, if you can't make that happen, then that's fine. You roll with your roster. It's currently constructed, and you see how it plays out. But as I said last week, or the week prior, I believe it might have been last week. Yeah, it was last week. Mm-hmm. The reality is your two main stars cannot have too many question marks around them.
I agree.
They just can't. And Giannis Antetokounmpo, you know what you're getting from him night in and night out. He's going to give you a consistent 20 to 30 points, really closer to 30 because he averages 30. He's going to get to the free throw line, right? Which if you're down in a game late in the stretch, you need another guy who can generate buckets while also being able to slow down the clock. Jalen Brunson can't be the only guy to do that. You need a guy who's respected by the refs who can get to the line. Karl Anthony Towns is losing that respect. We see it night in and night out by how the refs are calling fouls this year. It's different. Something is off. They made some changes this year. They had to. Because what he was doing, to me, Towns is not doing anything different offensively that he wasn't doing last year. I'm pretty sure he was hooking the arm and they just weren't calling it that much because it's too much of a habit for him now for that to be something that he just picked up and he can't stop doing it. No, he's been doing it and he's been getting away with it. Mm-hmm. Now, again, that's cool, but I don't need that impacting my team's ability to win a championship. I'm not willing to be disappointed this year. Going through that series with Indiana, that game 1, that game 2, they sucked the life out of us. I don't never want to go through that again unless, I don't want to go through anything close to that until after we win this next championship.
I agree.
I'm so serious. Like that, I felt physical pain from that.
Same here.
I couldn't sleep. I damn near called out of work. So this team cannot keep playing with us. Knicks fans, we go through enough stress as is in life. We don't have time to deal with an unserious team who's not serious about winning a championship. And when you look at a guy like Giannis Antetokounmpo, here's the question you have to ask yourself right now. It's only one question you really need to ask yourself to decide what the next step is. It's, do I want to risk waiting until May of 2027 to play another playoff game? And having another shot at a championship, do I want to wait? Am I willing to wait until May of 2027? We're still in January of 2026. A guy who wants to win like Giannis, a guy who plays with that much fight, that much willpower, that much grit and determination, you can't tell me his answer to that question is he's willing to wait. So Giannis, his agent, should be asking him that. And there's rumors that he considered firing his agent for not getting him to his desired trade destination, which, to all our knowledge, to me, was the Knicks.
But then it falls on Giannis has to come out and publicly push for a trade, bro.
He's not. It's not happening.
But that's the only way he's gonna move. Like you trying to be.
He doesn't have to do it publicly. He needs to go to his front.
Right. I meant like, sorry, as in like voice. Like he has to tell John Horst or whatever GM and he has to come out and say, look, I demand a trade. So then they don't play him. So they do things to make sure, okay, we keep you as healthy as possible. Try to keep your trade levels as high as possible as we can. But now it's gonna fall anyway. And that hurts them a little bit because these guys, they want to get as many picks and whatnot for a player, right? But the player has to be honest and say, look, man, I don't want to play in this situation anymore. I got you guys a championship. The first one since what? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or Lucinder or whatever his old name was. Won it back in the day, bro. So he has a cachet to come out and look, man, I want to leave. The players don't want to leave. The fans don't even want to leave. He has to do it. He has to do this for himself, say, hey, look, I want to move, and then they trade him for, say, maybe 2 first-rounders, 2 swaps or something to bring down the price. Because right now they're keeping it hot. Well, they were keeping it hot 5 at 7 first, which is ridiculous. And no one's budging. Now you pick up another injury, which actually hurts them, which is stupid. So I don't think anything's gonna happen this deadline. But I do think in the offseason, come through in the offseason, they have to pull the trigger on him because now he's another year older, another injury, but he has to come out and say, look, I want to be traded. So then you know what I mean? Like it helps moves things along. I would kill for Giannis. Let me ask you this. Would you rather have Giannis here but no Brunson?
No, that's not even on the table.
I was gonna ask because
I love Jalen Brunson. I would never move him in a trade. That's non-negotiable. That's not even a discussion I need to have.
I wasn't even talking about trade. I'm just saying because if we, unfortunately, and look, McCall's my son, but damn, I'd rather have Dante right now over McCall any day of the week and keep those first rounders. If you had Dante, Giannis, Brunson, OG, Mitch, you get a Yves Missy. That's a championship squad right there, bro. For what Dante was doing, I say again, you yourself a little bit defensively at your wing spot, but you're gonna get consistency. And Dante has helped me several times this year on the parlay side of the game with some threes. So I don't care what no one says, bro. Dante's been way more consistent, and I don't even bet Mikal Bridges anymore. That's whatever. But I was just gonna ask which one you'd rather have because I think that Jalen Brunson, again, when you have to play with the Mafia, certain funny things happen, right? He said, okay, I'll take a pay cut, but you better get my guy Mikal Bridges. And we had to give him the 5 first rounders. Unfortunately, he went to the Nets. I feel like if he went to the Suns, maybe it would have been cheaper, but Nets overpaid for him. So that's why I was asking the question.
I don't believe that narrative. I don't believe that Jalen Brunson told Leon Rose that he had to get Mikal. I don't think.
That?
Huh?
You sure about that? By the way, I apologize.
No, I don't believe that because to be honest with you, I don't believe that Jalen Brunson wanted Dante DiVincenzo moved. I just don't. I don't believe that, and I don't think Leon Rose would put Jalen Brunson in a predicament like that. Especially if you're going to trade Dante, who's had arguably the best year of his career. You're not, again, it traded and actually correction because he didn't trade Dante to get
because
Mikal.
of Mikal. Right. Yeah.
Right. So that may be the case, but because of the assets that you gave up to get Mikal, you basically mortgaged your future and you didn't give that team a chance to prosper. Like to me. He should have given that team with Randall and Dante and Mikal 1 year, or at least until the trade deadline before you pull the trigger for Karl-Anthony Towns. Now, again, I don't know the tax implications. I don't know how it would have impacted what the Knicks wanted to do, right? But in the whole narrative of the Knicks needed a center, so that's why they traded. No, you had a lot of cheap, veteran minimum, good, reliable centers on the market at that time. And I was wondering, why are there no rumors of us signing any of these guys? And then we just pull the trigger for Karl-Anthony Towns. Mm-hmm. Leon Rose had this obsession with Towns for the longest. So, to me, I feel like Leon just made decisions. And he didn't talk to Jalen Brunson about that because that's not Brunson's job. His job is the hoop. And just like Mike Brown's job is to coach, right? You listen to these guys' feedback. You listen to what they tell you the team needs to get better and what they're seeing. And then you as the GM, you're getting paid millions of dollars to make the executive decisions based on, one, either executing to the plan or if there's opportunities that come along that you didn't prepare for or that, maybe you thought were a long shot that are now a reality, you now have to make the decision to pivot. So Leon Rose, Mikal Bridges' contract becomes tradable February 1st. We're a few days away from that. Leon Rose, Mikal Bridges can't hit a three to save his life right now. Now, again, it's regular season. this team has shown you that come playoff time, they can turn it on. But do you want to take that gamble with the expectation of the Knicks going to the finals? Is it worth the risk to give this team another playoff shot? And again, risk the if these guys don't make it to the finals, all hell is going to break loose in the media. Now, if you have the opportunity to get on that phone and get Giannis Antetokounmpo right now before the trade,
happening, bro. It's not happening.
You know, again, bro. If this were to happen, I don't think there would be any buildup. I think it would be something that would just happen. We would just see the news break on it. And because again, the Knicks have already discussed the package with the Bucks. They know, we already know what they want from us. I'm pretty sure Leon Rose knows what it would take. It's a matter of getting on that phone and saying, you know what, let's get this done.
But I think he would have pulled the trigger if they could get him. Like,
no,
it would have been done by now.
I think they wanted Karl Anthony Towns and OG Anunoby. And when you see your team make it to the Eastern Conference Finals and you look at the summertime, I think, yeah, I would have said no at that time too. But now that I look at it now and I've seen that this team has actually played worse this year to a degree than they've played previously, not saying that means that they're going to do that come playoff time, but on paper, this team is not panning out to look as good as they were on paper, right? When you saw Jordan Clarkson, when you saw Gershon Yabusele, Gershon was supposed to bring the toughness that what's my man's PJ Tucker brought, right? He was supposed to bring that ferociousness, kind of like what Giannis gives you. That's what.
Whoa! I don't know about all that. It was offensively, he was supposed to be a.
I'm talking about the fire, bro. The explosiveness, the toughness, right? Yabusele had some plays like that with Philly. He's not doing that with us, right? So to me, now you're lacking toughness, right? Which now you have to figure out how you're going to supplement that going into the second half of the season, because last year we turned to PJ Tucker for the bench, right? We needed a veteran, tough guy to come in there and bring some toughness. And this team still doesn't have it right now. So when you got to go up against a Detroit, right? You saw PJ Tucker get in there and stand over Dennis Schroeder, right? PJ wasn't messing around. He was really speaking some life into these guys, though he didn't play. Who's that guy on the bench? You had Campaign. Campaign was good for composure as well. Campaign never got rattled. I'm worried about this team going. If we're talking about going to the finals, that's 4 rounds of basketball. Bro, you're gonna probably bump into Detroit. We're gonna probably bump into Detroit. We're probably going to bump into potentially Miami. You're probably going to bump into Philly again. We're not going to have it easy going into every round will probably be a challenge. Every round. No team is going to look at us with the guys that we got on our team and feel like they can't beat us. Mikal Bridges, soft. Cat, soft. These guys are not going to play us like we're a team that can't be beaten. They're not going to fall for that whole we made it to the Eastern Conference Finals jazz. Oh, that means that they no. These guys are going to give us a run for our money, and we got to be ready. And right now, going into the trade deadline, I'm not 100% confident in this roster. Do I believe that they can win this year? Yes. But I think a lot has to go right for us, and I think Mike Brown has to have exceptional coaching and decision-making and adjustments going into a playoff series in order for this team to go all the way. But there's too many variables between Karl Anthony Towns and Mikal Bridges. If these two guys are not hitting shots, which we've seen them regress in that Pacers series, Mikal Bridges, you let Halliburton have one of the most historic games in playoff history. That's unacceptable. I don't like that. I still think about that, and I personally hold grudges against players who don't perform in the playoffs, because that's what we're paying you for.
Okay, fair enough. Let me get to my brother Jay Boogie. Got Chuck. Fortunately, we got Chuck in the building, man. This is nasty work, man. But salute to my brother Chuck. All he's gonna do is just hate on Brunson. But let me get to Jay Boogie first, because we know what Chuck wants to talk about, man. Jay Boogie,
pay homage, man. Let Chuck go. Pay homage. The couch is back. The couch is back. It's on Chuck, man. Forget all that, yo. Pay homage. That's why I came up. Y'all said Chuck was up here.
Nah, son. All right, go.
Yeah, man.
Salute Chuck, man. Look at this guy's face, man. This guy
That's a
ain't.
fact. That's a fact.
Yo, shut up.
That's a fact.
What's good, Chuck? How you talk to me, man? Cat on eight straight crap against the 76ers. Mike Brown had to experiment with some lineups. The OG and an OB lineup worked late. Mitchell Robinson had a great third quarter, man. Do you think there's a thing to think? Do you think there's a sign of things to come? How'd you feel about that performance on what was it, Saturday against the 76ers? With Cat in foul trouble. And by the way, sorry, my bad. Real quick, thank you, Jay Boogie, for the $2 super chat. Says Darcy up there spitting look like Case. Wow. Anyway, go ahead. Wow.
Appreciate it, man. I appreciate the love, man.
Oh man.
Darcy was up here lying, but we'll get to that.
Wow. That's crazy.
Oh, I thought he said something. Man. It's a 1-year window. And that's only because Halliburton and Tatum is out. Knicks don't win this. Well, they're not gonna win this year. They might come out the East, but they not beating OKC or whoever come out the West. So the window's gonna close on them. We knock Cat, right? We saying he's not a great number 2, but we don't have a great number 1.
Wow, I knew he's gonna do this crap, bro. I knew he's gonna do this crap, bro. I knew he's gonna find a way to ish on bro. I asked him about the stupid game on Saturday. He brings us all the way to around to Brunson. Just because Brunson is short, but he was an Alfred Payton fan.
No,
right?
no, I wasn't.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. We don't have a good number 1. We don't have a great number 1. Go ahead, man.
Yeah. How you skip the 2? How you skip all the way to 2 and forget about the 1?
Because this is bullshit. You know Brunson is a great player, bro. You just don't like him.
I don't know that.
Wow.
I know he's a great scorer. I don't know he's a great player. To me, Hart is the best player on the team. To me.
Who?
Josh Hart.
Oh my.
The best. Listen to the term, best player. He gives you a little bit of everything. Brunson give you, let's say, a lot of one thing. These are facts.
How do you troll like this, bro?
What else? All right. If Brunson is not scoring, if his shot is off, how is he helping you win? Nobody can answer that. If his shot is off, how is he helping you win? Please answer that.
But that's okay. If you go to any elite scorer or most elite scorers in his league, bro.
Scorer. You just said it. Scorer.
Oh, sorry. I said because if you go to most elite number 1 players in this league, if they're not scoring, what else is the impact?
Because if they're an elite player, they do more than score.
What does SGA? Okay, what does SGA do if he's not scoring? What else does he do on the floor?
First of all, he plays way better defense.
Oh my gosh, that's not what I said. If he's not
defense, and he don't look to shoot every time he has the ball. He gets players involved.
Okay, so I'm sorry. When your man Jalen Brunson moves the ball around and he passes it right, that's a lie. When Jalen Brunson tries to move the ball around and he passes it right back to him, what is he supposed to do?
Because
what is he one setting supposed to set screens for them to open up the floor for them, or is that supposed to be Cat and the bigs?
When do Brunson give the ball up?
Many times, and they pass it right back to him.
Yeah, because it's 1 second on the shot clock now. Why give it to me now?
This is trolling, son.
Nah, these are facts. He give up the ball when he can't get his own shot. When he can't get his own shot, he give up the ball. He hate passing.
This is not facts at all.
Yo,
I've seen it. I see it every game. Brunson would give it to a person on the wing, give it to a person, and he give it right back to him.
On the wing. When do you see him beat his man, go to the hole, and create assists?
I've seen him do that several times.
in college. He do not do that on the Knicks. All of his passes are on the perimeter. His assists come from guys making 3-pointers. That's where his assists come from.
You mean the dribble drive offense, right?
No, I mean
dribble drive kick out offense, which everybody does in the league, right?
No, he don't do that.
He don't?
No.
Wow, that's crazy.
Well, if he drive and can't get his own shot, he gonna stop and then turn and then look for somebody. It's not like he's driving with the intent to pass.
Wow.
If he can't get his shot off, that's a whole different thing. But he's looking to shoot first and second and third.
That's crazy, bro.
What's his? All right.
Go ahead.
What's his celebration for passing? He bite himself when he hit a 3, right? What do he do when he make a good pass?
How many guys in this league? What does that have to do anything? A lot of guys in this league, when they make a great pass, don't celebrate. They play it off like, yeah, that's normal. What are you talking about?
Luka celebrates when he make a great pass.
That's Luka. Luka's one guy. We can go Harden.
These guys.
What does Harden do when he makes a great pass?
Josh celebrate when he. I'm talking about guys that usually pass the ball.
Wow. By the way, the Thunder are actually 2 points worse on the floor when SJ is on the floor. But go ahead. You say he plays great defense.
Oh no. Oh no.
You say he plays great defense. Go ahead, man. My bad. I mean control.
Well,
great defense means that the team is better when you're on the court defensively. But go ahead, sir. Go ahead. It's not?
Not necessarily.
Tell me a great defensive play that when they're on the floor, the team did worse defensively. The team as a whole did worse defensively.
Well, it depends who you're on the floor with, right? The other 4 guys matter, don't they?
Gosh, wow.
Isn't Brunson the first line of defense?
No, Brunson's not getting. What? Are you watching the game? Is Brunson getting hounded on defense every time? No. They're attacking Mikal Bridges and using on the screen game to switch. Yes, bro. Are we serious? The last 2 years, it's been Mikal Bridges who's been getting killed at a point of attack. Are you out of mind? They tire out Mikal Bridges. They target count the screens. So then you have in the fourth quarter Mikal Bridges dead legs, and then the floor opens up a lot easier for you. What are you talking about?
Before they could get to Cat, don't they got to go through Brunson?
No. Many times, bro. How many times you? And I'll criticize Brunson on this. Many times when you watch these Knicks games, it's Brunson playing poor tag defense, but that means he's not point of attack. It's simply Brunson has playing on the opposite wing, has to reach over and he does a poor job of it, or help on the dribble drive penetration. But many times it's Mikal getting hunted early in games, and then he uses screens to switch on the Cat and force because Cat plays drop back. No.
Is Brunson man not controlling the other team's offense?
Not necessarily, bro. They hide, bro. They find ways to put Brunson on other guys who aren't.
They try to hide Brunson. They try to hide Brunson.
Yeah, but now you're changing up. You moving the goalposts, bro.
Every game they try to hide
him, or they don't, or they hide Brunson.
They try to hide him, but he still get cooked.
No, oh my gosh, bro, this is crazy.
They hit like 11 threes on him. They're doing in San Antonio.
This is crazy. I give that. Oh yeah, Julian Champagny, even though it wasn't all Brunson, but Julian Champagny hit them threes. Yeah, that was Brunson missed a few of those. I will not disagree on you on that, but that wasn't him driving to the basket. That was Julian Champagny catching a bunch of catch and shoots and hit him in stride. And Knicks did a poor job, including Brunson, in adjusting to it and defending it.
Team's game plan is to find Brunson.
It's weird how he's not used as much as Mikal Bridges, but go ahead.
Well, Bridges go out his way to check the best offensive player. That's different. Oh my gosh. He guards the best offensive player. So he's gonna get scored on. Brunson guards the worst offensive player, and he still get cooked. That's the problem. But what he do have is the ability to flop on both ends of the floor.
Yo, this guy.
No.
What's wrong with you, guy? What's wrong with you, man? Something's wrong with you, bro.
When do he not flop?
Oh my gosh! When does Embiid not flop? When do most of these players not flop? When does LeBron not flop? When does Luka not flop? What are we doing?
Why you got to bring up other people? I'm talking about Brunson. He flops every play. Now he added the kick out for his threes. Like he kicked people in the knee when he shoots threes now.
Okay.
He didn't have that last year.
Chuck said he added the kick.
Yeah.
That's all he added to his game, Chuck. That's it, right?
Oh, Chuck,
For the three. He had the flop on the pull up in the lane. He had that down pat. So now he was like, all right, I'm gonna get some calls on the threes now. I'm gonna start kicking people. But it's working for him.
By the way, sorry to cut you off. Who do you think gets hounded more in the pick and rolls, Jalen Brunson or Mikal Bridges?
Well, nobody have to set a pick for Brunson. They just go at it, abuse him. So there's no pick for him. So there's the
he changed it up because you knew I was going, bro. Man, he changed it up.
No, I don't know where you was going.
Yeah, I was going because you said that Mikal Bridges goes out of his way to play the best offensive player,
yes.
defend the best offensive player. That's not the case. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you said that.
Yes,
right?
he did.
But I'm like,
him and OG.
Right. So it's fine. It's fine. I can't even use a point anymore because Mikal Bridges gets used in the pick and rolls. But no, that makes my point. Mikal Bridges gets used on the pick and rolls defensively more than Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson has a defensive frequency rate of 32.5%. Mikal Bridges 39.5%. So you keep saying that Brunson is being no, he's not.
Yes,
not
he is.
on the not on the screen game. No, bro, not on the screen game, bro.
Nobody has to set a screen on him. What screen game?
He's typically playing players who are not the greatest, unless you have two guards who could operate the ball in their hands like the 76ers.
That's when they get cooked. That's when they get cooked. It was just JV didn't have a good game.
This is
the
crazy,
last,
man.
yeah. Edgecombe didn't.
Oh, why? So why did VJ Edgecombe have a good game then?
Well, he just ain't. It didn't have nothing to do with Brunson.
Oh, okay. Brunson didn't do it. All right, cool. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Brunson never stopped nobody.
Fair enough.
Ooh, he can't guard. No, he can't guard. His defense is terrible.
By the way, he's ranked defensively. He's ranked in the 80th percentile defensively this season.
I don't even know what that means.
Oh, of course, you wouldn't know what that means.
So they hide him on guys that stink.
No, this is for when he's. You said he gets cooked defensively 1v1, right? Isolation defense fairly strong this season, bro.
Well. Sometimes he's just on the spot of shooting.
Why are you stuttering?
Because I don't want to forget my train of thought. You see how that came out smooth?
I asked this guy to talk about 76ers game. He found a way to sneak his freaking disingenuous way to attack Brunson when he knows for a fact without Brunson we're not even sniffing. Not even thinking of a championship. Not even thinking of a second round in the playoffs. But go ahead, man. Before I get to
you know what's funny because the Mavericks fans probably would have thought the same thing, but they went to the finals without Brunson. I mean,
and who they have? Who they have?
They had the same team before he left.
Who they didn't. Who they have?
They got rid of him.
Who they have?
They got rid of him and got better.
No. No. You said they had the same team. Who they have? Who's literally one of the top? Who's probably a top 10 point guard of all time?
You talking about Kyrie?
Did I start? Did you try to act like Chuck? Bro, you're my brother, son. Why would you do this, bro? Why would you do this?
Why would I do it? Why
they get to the finals without Kyrie?
Maybe.
Yo, this guy. All right, man.
They got there without Brunson. That's the main part.
Brunson's not Kyrie.
But you're acting like Brunson is the elixir to be in the finals. He never been there.
Oh my!
Every year a team win the finals, a championship without Brunson.
What is that?
Do that math. Every year. Think about that.
Yo, that's the worst correlation I've ever. Look at J Boogie, man.
But you saying he's the key. He's the key to the finals. But
I said that if we didn't have it, we would not even be sniffing the finals, bro. We wouldn't even get.
Well, if Halliburton and Tatum didn't get hurt, we wouldn't sniff the finals.
Oh my gosh, bro!
Halliburton knocks him out the playoffs every year, and then Brunson breaks his hands to play defense.
Everybody got hurt. The second year here, Dave shut. Was that all on Brunson that these guys could? First of all, a lot of the threes that Naismith was hit. How many threes in that first game Naismith hit in that fourth quarter was on Brunson?
How many playoff series the Knicks lost?
How many threes did Naismith hit in that first game last season in the playoffs was on Brunson? Wait, you said Josh, right? Josh was one. He missed one of them. 1 of 3 from that left wing.
I know.
Josh,
When
I think it was a
Naismith
4-3.
started guard,
My bad. Go ahead.
when he started, when the little light skinned dude started guarding Brunson, he couldn't get by him. He gave him fits, and then his brother was doing the same thing. Those are Brunson stoppers. All you gotta do is be kind of quick on your feet. You stay in front of him. You don't have to go for all that pump faking, and he'll throw himself into you.
No, you're right. Like Austin Thompson did, right? Oh wait, like Isaac Kerr did before he played in the playoffs, right? When they said he was gonna be the Brunson style. Oh wait, just like Karis LeVert. Oh wait, damn.
Halliburton did what?
That's wild. So every play,
Halliburton.
it seems like every player that Brunson sees another time in the playoffs, bro. It's crazy.
Why did the Pacers beat us 2 years in the playoffs?
I just told you the first year everybody got hurt. We were beat, bro. If OG was even healthy that first season,
I'll be right back.
all right.
That's an excuse. The overall reason. Yeah, the overall
Everybody
reason
got hurt, bro. We started the game with Miles McBride.
everybody got hurt.
Everybody
get hurt last year?
No. I said the first shit. You said the first. Why did it be 2 seasons? I
Two,
gave it
yes.
the reason. The reason for the first season, and last season we had a meltdown. We win game 1. I truly believe we win that series.
You just had a melt. They didn't have nothing to do with the meltdown.
Who?
The Pacers.
No, I'm saying they hit shots. Naismith
They
hit
ran
5
us off
shots.
the building. What? How? How did they do it? Team ball. I'm trying to get you to see something. Brunson is a one-on-one player. He don't play team ball. He's strictly ISO. He's the most selfish player I've ever seen.
Really? Really?
Easily. You know what makes
You watch
You know-
Marbury, you watch all these guards of yesteryear, you watch Steve Francis, you've watched all these players, bro, and Gilbert Arenas, and Brunson's the most selfish
I'm about
player.
to name Melo, right? I'm about to name Melo.
Okay.
Melo was selfish too, but the difference is Melo wasn't a point guard, so his job wasn't to get other people involved.
The point
That's
guard
part of
role is
Brunson's
not
job.
the same from the night, bro. The pure point guard role, or even
The person with the
pure
ball should get other
It's
people
dead.
involved.
Yeah, but these guys are but they're passing up the ball. Mikal Bridges is shooting like bro. If Mikal Bridges could even hit a play adequately on catch and shoots, bro, Brunson's assist numbers would shoot up. These guys have been ass. He passes to them, they're ass. What the offense suffers when Brunson sits. When Brunson passes up the ball, they do nothing for the most part. They can't do nothing.
They're not used to having it.
Yo. All right.
There's 3 years in a row. One more point. 3 years in a row. 3 years in a row. He led the league. Oh, he's leading the league this year too in time of possession. That's a ball hawk.
And who's gonna operate the ball? If he doesn't, who's gonna operate the ball? You trust Cat?
And the only average 6 assists, and you have the ball more than anybody else in the league.
You trust Cat?
I don't care who. Somebody else.
But
you don't have to pass the ball. It's a team game.
Chuck,
it's a team game.
Chuck, you played basketball before, bro.
Six assists is terrible for somebody who have the ball more than everybody else in the league.
Chuck.
He needs to pass. The ball needs to move.
First of all, that's also indictment on the coach who says he's gonna get the ball out of his hands. He ain't doing that because he don't got no voice.
Well, that's his style of play. He's not good without the ball. He needs the ball.
That's not true. Oh my gosh, Chuck.
If that wasn't true, why don't he give it up?
He doesn't. They can't hit shots.
He tried, then he gets mad.
No, he doesn't.
He's not kicking people on threes.
Yeah, let me get Jay Boogie, man. This is some hot garbage. Chuck ain't about ish, bro. I swear, son, this dude's a hater, bro. Anything I put him on Twitter about yeah, this guy, son. Go ahead, let me see his off-ball numbers real quick before I get to Jay Boogie. Jalen Brunson shooting off the ball 45.1%. That's pretty damn good. For a guy who can't play off the ball, 45.1% three-point shooting, catch and shoots. It's pretty elite, my guy.
Your efficiency is not going to take a hit if you get in a foul call every time you miss.
We're not talking about foul calls. I said catch and shoots. I'm not talking about foul calls, my guy. Brunson can play off the ball. 45.1% is pretty up there.
Well, he need to.
All right, that's it.
He The Knicks need a point guard. I've been saying if you get somebody to move him to the shooting guard, they'll be better off. I never wanted him to be the point. I always wanted him to be the shooting guard. That's all I wanted. I wanted Murray and I wanted
You wanted
Shroud.
who? Jamal Murray.
Nah, he wanted DeJounte Murray.
DeJounte. And where's he now?
And Schroeder. I just wanted somebody who get people involved. It don't have to be somebody that averages 20 or 30. Just somebody who passes the rock, get everybody involved. You got Mitchell Robinson who averaged 4 points. What is that?
And whose fault is that?
He should get 4.
Hit free throws. You talking about a guy that can't catch the ball? If you make a sharp pass to Mitchell Robinson, it's not an alley-oop. In the air, he can't catch the basketball.
I done seen Brunson give him 2 lobs in a row. And
I don't disagree with that. We just saw. I do think that I wish he would run him and Cat more, so run the 2-man game more. I don't disagree with that, but Mitchell Robinson's not some guy you dump it off to and you think he's gonna finish.
No, but he's always around the basket. You can't have him. You can't get him to 10 points a game. He averaged 4.
He can't, bro. He cannot catch the basketball. He's not running the pick and roll, and they cut off his roll to the basket. He's fairly useless. He's near the basket because he can't space the floor. So you just have to have him around the basket for rebounds and putbacks. Look, man, I have nothing against Mitchell Robinson, but let's be honest. I mean, it's the Jackson Hayes thing. Like, you should get the ball more to Jackson Hayes. She's a good pick and roll, but that's all he can do. Like, it's not a guy you dump it off to and he's finishing.
Everybody that left the Knicks went and thrived somewhere else. Everybody who got away from Brunson.
Are you saying that's because of Brunson?
Yes. Topping his loving life with Halliburton. You put Mitchell Robinson on the Pacers. I guarantee you he averaged 12.
The Pacers run the floor. Obi Toppin is a one-trick pony for the most part. He can hit a few threes.
The Pacers pass the ball.
Bro, he's a one-trick pony.
Brunson holds the ball. He leads the league.
When they got to the finals last year, what was his plus minuses for his last 3 games? He was like a minus 15, minus 17, bro. Obi Toppin's not that guy once the half court often suffers. Once it becomes more of a half court game, bro.
My point is his numbers went up when he went over there. RJ numbers is up.
He's a one-trick.
Everybody,
are you using RJ, bro?
Well, his numbers is up getting away from Brunson.
Wow.
Cat numbers is down with Brunson.
Oh my god, that's Brunson's fault that Cat's numbers down, or is it that Cat sucks? Brunson.
Well,
Cat's having some of his worst shooting numbers this year. That's what Brunson
too, right? He was sucking before he got here. Then, if that's the case,
yeah, that's why they got rid of him. His numbers were inflated. That's why they got rid of him.
But he was better over there than with this guy.
Define better. If I trade you when we went to the Western Conference Finals and I trade my so-called second best player, when does that happen? When is that
having his worst season with Brunson?
Chuck, when does that ever happen in the NBA where you make a conference finals and you trade your best player and it's not like he got injured, he's on his last legs. You trade your best player, your second best player, possibly in his prime. Or at least near his prime, whatever you want to call it. When does that ever happen in the NBA, Chuck?
Luka do not lead the league in time of possession. Stop it. No, he don't. Brunson led the league 3 straight years in a row. Time of possession.
He won't answer that question. That's crazy.
I was reading a lie.
Now you.
That's all.
Oh my gosh! Look at Jay Boogie, man. By the way, time of possession. Let me see. Jalen Brunson's tied with Luka at 7.8. Kate Cunningham 7.7. James Harden 7.7. Tyrese Maxey 7.4.
Now go to the year before that, please. And it goes up in the playoffs.
Holy crap! I'm so
in the year before that.
Time of possession: Jalen Brunson, Trae Young, Jalen Brunson 8.6. Trae Young.
Just stop at number 1. You ain't gotta go keep going. Who's number 1 the year before that?
Oh, it's loading up. Jalen Brunson, Luka, Trae
There you
Young.
go. Nah. One name. We only want number 1.
We have a top point guard.
We only want the first one.
If Jalen Brunson wasn't giving us the wins, if he wasn't scoring efficiently, playmaking the way he was, then I'd be like, this is some garbage. Why is he having the ball in his hand so much?
Who's he playmaking for?
That's
himself.
Not the case.
Himself.
This team plays better with his gravity on the floor than they don't. So
that's not they play
yes,
better
they do.
team ball without.
Yes,
they play
do.
better team ball without him.
Yes, they do.
Now, if
There's
you take
ways.
his money and get somebody else in there that'll pass the ball,
Oh
the
my
Knicks will be a better
gosh,
team.
bro. Who do you want to get, Chuck? Alfred Payne again? Who you want? Who
Nah,
you want on the squad?
somebody that'll give me 10 and 12. 10 points, 12 assists. I'll take that in defense.
Oh yeah, those grows on trees, man. Yeah, got you, bro. Yeah, we can get
In
a.
de- I'd rather have 4 players average 20 than 2 players average 40. Right? Think about that.
Oh man, all right.
That equals team ball. That equals team ball.
Let me get Jay
Okay.
Boogie, man. This is crazy, bro. He'll praise other players, but Jalen Brunson was the issue. Go ahead, Jay Boogie, man. I apologize, sir. Go ahead, sir. How you feeling, man? You could talk about 76ers game, the lineups we're using. You could talk about trade targets, man. We were talking about Giannis again, but I think it's going to come down to guys like Yves Missy, who could be a possible option, but I think they're going to be trending towards forcing us to give up a first. Najee Marshall news came out. They're not moving without moving a first. That's another player I liked becoming Knicks. So talk about anything, Jay Boogie, along those lines.
First thing first, yo, shout out to the Rangers, man. They won at the crib tonight in overtime. Shout out to them.
Shoot to the
I'm watching
Rangers.
this. I'm watching this Arizona BYU game, man. It's some real live basketball. But shout out to everybody that's viewing. Hope you hit the like button. Hope everybody's been safe. You know, I know a lot of snow and blizzards and everything been going on. Hope everybody's in a safe situation. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
The Sixers game, it meant a whole lot, especially to us as the fan base. But it also meant to like them guys must have really had a serious conversation inside their players only meeting. I ain't even watched the Nets game at all, period. Because I had no interest in that game whatsoever. You was not going to tell me that playing the Brooklyn Nets, it was costing us to make sure we have a team meeting and that game was going to turn our season around. 54 point, whatever they beat them by, man, so what? That I had no interest in that game. I knew come the next game that Embiid and Paul George was going to play a back-to-back game because that game meant a lot. It's a lot of players, you know, amongst the league when they play the Knicks, if they injured and they've been out for a few games and the Knicks is on the schedule, they book in that schedule.
Yep.
You know, especially if it's in the Garden, they're making their returns. So knowing that them guys wanted to return and they was going to be out there on that floor Saturday, I knew this game meant a whole lot. And shout out to Landry, shout out to Deuce, shout out to Josh Hart, shout out to OG,
Yep.
shout out to Mitch. Without them guys, we don't win that game. We don't win it at all. It's sad to see how when you're a marquee player in this league, which I'm talking about Towns, he's a marquee player. When you're a marquee player in this league, you're supposed to be able to go figure out your game on your own.
Thank you.
Get your game up to par. Figure out what you're doing wrong and what can I do better. Figure out, is there anything that I could do differently, you know what I'm saying, from a different angle of this offense. But I must maintain at least rebounding. I must maintain staying focused and being on the floor. This guy here is he's really starting to sabotage our championship thought.
Yep.
From what we thought from the beginning and what we all knew that if he did, we would be a dominating team to be in the championship finals. Nobody's supposed to beat us in the East at all. Even with us playing bad. I don't look at Orlando. That ship don't fail. Dan sure ain't thinking about Cleveland. Detroit, they look good. I don't like Detroit against us in a series. I like our squad against them. But coming into this season with this guy, Bridges, with Bridges coming into the season, you would have thought because he was the lead vocal cast guy to pushing Tom up out of here, that his season would be on the doorsteps of him becoming an all-star. On the doorsteps of becoming an all-star. Now I see and understand he should be riding around in New York on a bicycle with a newspaper route. That's what he should be doing. Throwing newspapers at people's crib. Because I don't know what he's doing out here on the floor, what he's bringing to the table. I do not know. And then Coach Brown made him the lead guy inside our practices to make sure guys was getting in shape, make sure guys was hustling, make sure guys was finishing out drills. He made him the lead guy. So you're supposed to be turning all the way up for Mike Brown and his game. That's why I do the scenario New Jack City. Put Nino on the phone. Mikhail, what happened? Pounds, what happened? Don't nobody know nothing? But right now, Madison Square Garden is getting infiltrated. It's about to be shut down. If these guys do not come alive, if they do not come alive for the rest of this season, and I'm speaking as if we kept everything together, because I really, much as I want to trade to get these guys up out of here, I don't see a trade that we can do this year that's going to satisfy us. I'm scared to death of Giannis. I'm scared. Because that same thing he got going on is what Kevin had going on. I'm scared. I'm scared that, that calf can go further down to, Achilles. Mm-hmm. So, but these guys, they need to step their game all the way up. All the way up. Every day when you wake up as a ball player in the NBA, them guys, the real ball players, the only thing that's on their mind is championship. How can I win a championship? What do I got to do to make sure I'm helping this team get towards winning a championship? I don't know how these guys wake up in the morning. Maybe we start, eliminating some things. Because for real, it's the only reason why Bridges is still starting right now is because of that record. Because of that record. It's guys that's playing better than him, and they showed that the other night. So where I'm from, if you playing bad and somebody playing, get that spot up. Yeah. You're coming off the bench till you figure it out. But they're not doing that because of the record. And that's not the most important thing for us moving forward or winning the championship is this man's record. I don't care about him being able to go down to the Hall of Fame. Who wants to go to the Hall of Fame in NBA being known for just because I'm the only player in history that played a complete season for 3 different teams. That's all you got, Mikhail? That's it? That's your way of getting into the Hall of Fame? You play every game for the Phoenix Suns, you play every game for the Nets, and you play every game for the Knicks. The only player in history to ever play a complete season for 3 different teams. That's what you want to be known for as far as your career. Not being a leader, on the floor and on the court, doing what we're expecting you to do to help lead and help get this team to a championship. Because in a somewhat fashion of the Golden State Warrior, he's supposed to be like on the offensive end, kind of like a Draymond Green setting things up. I don't know what this guy's doing. He can't handle the rock. He don't want the rock. And I think I said it before. The last time you had the show and I was on, but if not, I must re-say it again. Mikhail does not want the rock because with 47 seconds left against the Phoenix Suns and Devin Booker, he comes up court looking to get a 2-for-1 and fires a tray and shoots a complete air ball and leaves 37 seconds left on the court on the clock. We get the ball and they inbounds the ball to Bridges. He brings the ball straight up court and runs the offensive set and pass the ball. That lets me know you don't want it, you don't have it, you ain't got it. Because Brunson would have just came straight up court and made sure he got a 2-for-1. Deuce probably would have done that. I know I would have done it. This guy ran up court and ran an offensive set. That lets me know that you don't have it. You're not in a killer's mentality. No, nothing. Lord, and killer's mentality don't have to be because you're looking to score. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Killer's mentality can be in all different phases of the game, and his game doesn't, show me that he has a killer's mentality anymore. But we need to do something as far as this team. I don't know what it is. Leon, you need to figure it out because I believe this is your last chance. But Dolan saying what he's saying, and
Yep.
especially on the fan, we're gonna rock with what we got right here. We're gonna do what we're gonna do. Let me not, let me not misconstrue of that. Dolan is saying you can make a trade all you want, but don't make me a trade whereas I'm gonna have to come out of my pocket. Already out of my pocket with these guys. Make it work. Make it work. So this right here is not working for Leon. I'm not looking to invest no more money into you, Leon, because in New Jack City, where they told him you're incapable of running this shit. Point blank. You incapable. I don't get you. When you came here, we had a young crop. When you came here, we had 11 first-round draft picks. When you came here, we had 22 second-round picks. When you came here, we had cap space. You wanted to move Julius out of the door. Julius went to Minnesota and took a pay cut, $33 million a year. And he's an all-star this year, too. Let me remind people of that right there. And you brought this guy over here that's making more money, that's not doing anything but smiling, showing his dentures, kiki, yelling at the refs. That's what you're doing, Towns? You ain't got nothing else for me? I mean, your shot ain't working, you nothing else? And it's crazy. He still lead the league in double-doubles. It's crazy. It's crazy. So that lets you know if he still lead the league in double, dude, you can do something. And then go ahead.
No. Please. Finish. My bad. I didn't mean
to. And then Brunson. Cap. I don't know if you have or if you haven't. But if you haven't, at least call Bridges and call Towns and had a one-on-one conversation somewhere, either at your crib, probably best at your crib. Because if you do it out somewhere at a dinner site, the media going to be all over. Everybody going to know y'all had a conversation. Brunson, as the leader of this team, are you calling these guys? Are you trying to get these guys going? You know what I'm saying? Mentally. Because, see, when you wake up in the morning, you're already in basketball spirits. When you leave your door, you know what I'm saying, you're already ready to, you're in basketball spirits, you're ready to kill. When you in that ride on the way to Madison Square Garden, you're already in kill. When you in that locker room getting taped up, you're already getting killed. When you go out there for the shoot around, you thinking how I'm going to kill. When you go back inside and listen to the game plan, you think about how we going to kill. And then when you come outside, you know what I'm saying, for that layup line, that warm up, you know what I'm saying, before the game start, you're getting a good sweat in, you in for that kill. So that's what sets your tone for when the game start. So if you don't do none of those things and you wait till you get to the Garden, you know what I'm saying, to start being in kill mode, it's too late because you don't miss all those different revenues that's getting you prepared to get ready for this game. It starts from when you wake up on game day. That's when it starts. So I don't know what these guys is doing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, guys, Brunson he's barking at these guys in the huddle. You know, he's huddling it up with these guys, telling them what we need to do, what we ain't doing. Mikal Bridges looking the other way, not paying attention. No, dude, listen. Listening to what I'm telling you. Oh, you remember when you called OG out like that? You remember when you was yelling at OG about getting back on defense early in the season? And you barked at him on camera? You remember that? So I don't want to hear that. Can you holler at me behind cameras like, you know, after the game? No, dude. On the camera, dude. On the camera. So, I mean, we got to figure it out. But hopefully that game against Philly, it really made people, it opened up a lot of, you know, light to people game. But I'm going to see it against Sacramento. Because if Towns and Bridges don't come out there with that colorful performance, I'm not looking for Brunson. I'm not looking for OG. I'm not looking for Mitch. I'm not looking for Josh Hart, double-doubles, Deuce with 2-3 trays, Jam it with 2 trays, couple of defensive stops, hustle plays. I'm not looking for none of that. I'm looking for Towns to come out with 25 and 13, and I'm looking for I'm looking for Bridges to come out with like 17 points, 2 trays, a couple of steals. That's what I'm looking for him to do. That's what I need from them 2 guys come Sacramento, man. But man, we got to get it together, man. We got to get it together, Legion.
Agree, man. You said it best, and Josh Hart coming out saying what he said about Cat last week or whenever it was, man, is telling. But like I've said it too, bro. Jalen Brunson, no matter how you got to do it, you got to get your best player his head in the game. The best leaders find ways to get assets, no matter how crappy the personality is, how weak, right? Because Jalen Brunson's a wolf. Like these guys, they straight up dogs, but Cat isn't. And sometimes it's tough playing with a guy who just doesn't get it, who doesn't have that mentality. But you got to try to find a way to get him on your same page just for the championship. Y'all could do whatever after that happens after that, but just to get the championship, you have to try to find a way. So I think that falls on Mike Brown, but I also think that falls largely on Jalen Brunson. And Jalen Brunson.
Hey, you said Mike Brown. Hey, let me ask you. Let me ask you a quick question before I say this. We are running, or we are trying to imitate the Golden State Warriors offense, right?
We tried. It ain't working.
It's not working because I guess because of what? Because of Cat, right?
Cat.
He doesn't fit in it. Playing up top with Draymond Green, he doesn't fit there, right?
But he's supposed to. This doesn't make sense though, right? Last year he was doing a lot. He wasn't playing say at the pinch, but he was playing top of the key. He was playing above the 3-point line, facilitating, making those little handoff pass. Or not the handoff, the fake handoff that he throws it in front of the player. He was doing that under Tibbs last year. So I don't understand why is it that he can't buy into that or if that's the role that he doesn't like so much, why can't he buy into that? He was doing it last year.
Right.
So I don't know.
I don't know if it's the motion, but I do know, me personally, me myself, when Mike Brown was hired, I was on record saying this is the most versatile coach that we probably have ever had because he's come out from up under the cloth of so many. He's come out from up under Steve Kerr. You know what that means. He ran the offense, up under Steve Kerr in Sacramento. But them guys, I don't know what it was. They didn't want to get it over. They wasn't rocking with it. But I thought it made their big man making him have his Sabonis having his best career year. That's what that's what I thought. And then you got the offense of how you ran things in Cleveland. But what comes to my mind frame is, dude, you was up under the great Greg Popovich. And I don't nobody try. I don't want nobody try to say that I said Jalen Brunson is Tony Parker and the Towns is Tim Duncan. I'm not saying that, but that offense that they ran amongst them two, you can bring that page out to the to the floor and let them be a version of that. And I don't see that. Why are you not running a high pick and roll with Towns and Brunson? I don't know and understand that. And that's on Mike.
Yep.
That's on Mike. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I'm gonna start calling him Mike. I'm not gonna continue calling him Mike Brown until you get it right. And for now, your name Mike. Mike.
I
Mike.
agree, man. He got a lot of ways to go, man. Like I said, man, Mike Brown's the type of dude to dress up. Y'all both going to class, but he dressed up extra. And at the end of the day, y'all still both getting B's. Y'all getting the same grade, bro. He just knows how to dress up a little bit differently and impress the teachers because he's not really
with
doing
the PH flyers on every night. Come on, man.
You got freaking what's it? Not Stacey Adams ass, man. Anyway, man, Mike Brown. I don't know. I don't trust that dude, bro. But look, this is Brunson's team, bro. Brunson got to find a way. That's one thing. If Chuck wants to, I don't want to go back to Chuck. I know what Chuck's gonna say, but that's one weird way. I think that. Your man Brunson has to step up. He has to find a way to be a better leader on the floor regarding these players. In terms of getting them all play on one accord, play with the same mentality, the same mindset, and elevate their play. And I don't know how he's going to do it per se, how he's going to make Mikal Bridges shoot better or hit his shots, but to try to get Cat more involved early on. Remember, they were doing this with Randall, and Randall I think is more of a hothead than Cat, even though Randall probably I don't need to baby Randall as much as Cat, but he has to find a way. But before you head out, man, any trade ideas now? Again, Even if you don't know players, what do you think of some spots that Knicks need to shore up? Obviously, looks like your man Jordan Clarkson's getting the Keon Ellis treatment because he has not been playing these last few games, even when we needed some bench production. But outside of Giannis, because we already discussed that, what are some other spots on this or for the Knicks? Do you think they need to improve? Who would you try to bring to this team? Like I said, Najee Marshall, the Mavericks are talking about they're not moving him without a first attached. I think they're trying to look at it as like a Nikhil Alexander-Walker thing, where it's like, he's a riser this year, kind of like in similar fashion. Even though I think Najee was good last year, coming off the bench, but Najee Marshall, I already talked about Jeremy Sohan, that he's a development piece. Obviously, Jose Alvarado's another player who's come up. But what is some?
Man, I don't want that fire hydrant, man.
Oh man, wait, who? Jose?
Yeah, he ain't no taller than fire hydrant. I don't need that. I don't need no small dude, man. Get out of here. I don't want that dude.
Oh,
for what?
Man, that's
because he got New York ties.
Oh man,
I don't need that dude.
I know because he's from Brooklyn and you're from Queens, but man,
nah, it ain't got nothing to do with that. I mean, we tried the Brooklyn story. We tried it with your man Kimbo.
Wait, who? Kimbo.
Yeah.
Kimbo.
Yeah, Kimbo Walker, man. You act like you don't know your homie now.
First, Kimbo's from the Bronx. What are you talking about?
It don't make no difference, man.
Whoa! First, watch your mouth, man. I know you.
What's the difference? What's the difference? Brooklyn, Bronx. What's the difference?
Hey, whoa!
What's the difference?
Chill, bro. Whoa.
What's the difference? Queens get the money.
Son. Chill. Anyway, I ain't listening to this dude, man. Any trade ideas, man? Any trade ideas, Chuck? Besides trading for trading Jalen Brunson, do you have any trade ideas, Chuck? Please.
He said he bite himself after he make a shot. That's the craziest snap I've ever heard. Boy.
Chuck is a hater, bro. This is wild, bro. Pure hater, son.
Need a point guard.
All right, man. Chuck.
Nothing is going to fix Cat. It's coordination. He has none. So he's either firing from 24 or he's lumbering to the rim and falling.
I literally said anybody else but Brunson.
No, Brunson only. We have to get a point guard. You could keep him, but move him off the ball. He has to go to the shooting guard, his natural position. And we expecting too much from Cat. He don't have the bag. He don't have a back to the basket game. Once in a while he do it, but it's not a consistent thing for him. He rely on taking guys off the dribble, but he's not coordinated, so he's gonna fall when he get to the rim. And he fool you guys because you think he's being fouled all the time. He just uncoordinated. He foul himself. Deuce is extension of Brunson because he don't like passing either. And actually, Cat's the best passer on the team. That's sad. So it's Cat, then Hart. Nobody else could pass. Oh, Kolick, which they rarely play.
Oh man, whose fault is that, Chuck?
Oh,
they don't play Kolick. They did not play Clarkson now. Whose fault is that? After Tom Thibodeau got, I don't know if you're a Tibbs fan, or a Tibbs supporter, but after Tibbs got killed for not so-called playing the young players on the bench, Mike Brown is exhibiting the same thing, bro.
No, he was playing Kolick a lot until Deuce came back.
Right, till Deuce came, but he's not back. Yeah. I mean, you still need a ball handler, right?
You do. You do.
To that second quarter. Why is it that he's not now? Deuce is to me is a two guard. He's a smaller two guard, so we need a ball handler out there.
He is. He has zero point guard instinct. He don't know when to pass. He just like Brunson. He don't know when to pass because if you have the ball the whole game, you always could get your shot.
Chuck enjoys watching
your point guard instinct's supposed to be like, all right, let me get my teammates involved, then I'll get mine later.
Oh, man.
You remember Kobe used to get mad and not take a shot for the whole half? And then that happened a few
game against
times.
the Suns. Was it game 7?
That happened a few times. Brunson will never do that. You notice he has to take the first shot of the game, every game, and the last shot, and the text, even though he's not the best free throw shooter on the team. He was doing that with Quickly. He wasn't the best free throw shooter on the team. He still had to shoot the text. All he think about is scoring.
I'll give you that on a text, even though I think typically the best player thinks it's almost like
Not the best player, he's the best scorer.
Right, the best scorer thinks they have to take the shot. I agree because I actually said it here. He sucks at taking technical foul shots any technical foul shot. I think he's terrible. But yeah, let me put you on since Jay Boogie left out. But yeah, look, man. You don't have anything else to say but to issue on Brunson, man. Like
we don't have a floor general. That's it. We need a floor general. We need and yeah. He's not a floor. Why they make him the captain anyway? Who are you to call a meeting and you don't play no defense? I would have looked at him like, what?
Yes, bro. He tries on defense. He's not the best on defense, but he actually tries on defense, Chuck. Come on, bro.
You call flopping trying?
I didn't say flopping. He actually tries on
I'm
defense.
saying flopping. That's what he tries to do. He flops.
He tries on defense. How do you... this guy, Chuck, man.
Well, those are bad tries then, because he be getting cooked.
Hey, yo, my bad, man. I had to cash out on my FanDuel, man. They had a $141 up there. I had to cash out. So that's
this guy trying to show off with his... What, you put some on his BYU game?
Oh yeah, I knew Arizona was a lock. I knew the Lakers and Chicago was a lock to go over. I knew Duke was a lock. And but the only thing that's being iffy on my pick right now was Minnesota. I thought they would have smacked them, especially coming off of what happened the other night at the crib. But it was just tied up, and I was like, you know what? Let me take that $141, you know what I'm saying, and use that. I ain't put but $20 on it, so let me get that $141 for $20.
So you didn't take the Timberwolves, even though they playing without the Warriors are playing without Curry and Draymond?
Yeah, but they've been beating them all night. They just finally caught up and tied the game up. No, I'm not gonna go chasing all the way to Minnesota and what they're gonna do, man. Let me get that $141 and I'll figure out something tomorrow. Tomorrow night in the Garden, it's a lock. It's going to the roof. Let me tell y'all that. It's going to the roof. You can book Duke for 2 trades. You can book Brunson for a trade. You can book OG for a trade. You can book Towns for a trade. You can book Bridges for a trade. They're gonna have a coming out party tomorrow against them guys.
Miles has hit for threes for me. He's been great. Even though I think a few games ago he was like 1 for 8, 1 for 9 from 3. The one where he had 9 points but we won. Was that 76ers? No. Am I bugging out?
I'm so glad Brunson finally, you know what I'm saying, got some bragging rights going against somebody when he going to the All-Star game because, pretty much everybody that's there, whether on the East team or the West team, has completely owned him this year. So finally, with beating Philly, they give him some bragging rights against at least Maxey. He's trying to show up with his brand new sneaker deal and all that. It's New Balances, Maxey. It's only New Balances.
Yeah, Maxey. Your man Brunson don't want no sneak. He wants to wear Kobe's, man. So this is
what's
sad,
wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
Bro, get your own sneaker, bro.
He do got his own shoe. He got his own shoe. That's his shoe.
Yeah, but it's under there. It's under Kobe's. Get your own shoe, man.
No, man. Yeah, I like watching other team players and they got the Liberty shoe on. I like that. Well, I like watching other teams play and look down at their feet. They got that Liberty shoe on.
Nah, Brunson's too good of a player, man, to not have his own shoe. Kobe's and the Kobe's are great, man. Even the low top. I mean, it have been low tops mostly, but they great for ankle support. Even though I will still say that the added zeros, Derrick Rose's 2012's the best basketball sneaker I ever played in my life. But we about to be out, man. Give me.
So you said you had game because of the shoe.
I have game because of the shoe, but the shoe, that was the last time I was yamming easily at the rim.
Yamming?
That was the last time I was 1 foot, no problem.
1 foot? Rim. I mean, you standing on, could you dunk standing up under the rim, jumping off 1 foot? Like, you know what I'm saying? You have one leg up and you jump off that other foot and dunk it, okay, then you had no hops. You had no hops. Yeah, because you know, yeah, Niclario used to make us jump off that 1 foot up under the rim, whether you was gonna slap the backboard or you was gonna dunk. You know, but you know, I can't. Yo, Queens get the money.
Hops,
you know,
bro. You had your fake ass Kyle Amin game, bro. You never had hops like that. Don't do that to yourself, man.
Man, I had it all. And I say, you know, like my moms and dad, they was born and raised in North Carolina, and when they graduated, I used to joke with them, y'all when y'all graduated, y'all got away from everybody and got horny and came to move to New York to go for your career and created me. I'm from New York, y'all not from here, but I always said that once I was in the 9th grade. If I'd have went after my 9th grade freshman year at Cardozo and came down and my mama would have sent me down here to North Carolina, I would have been John Wall before anybody else ever seen John. That's the God honest truth. Just still being in the city, which I love New York City, but so many things you can get caught up and blindsided by that can steer you off of what I'm saying, who you can become in life, you know what I'm saying? And I was one of the ones, that, allowed other things to kind of like, steer me off of what I was doing, young kids seeing the big guys hustles and all blah, blah, blah. So, the story goes, but if I had opportunity to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing because it's too many days that I might have not been here. So I'm not one of the ones that say I wouldn't change anything because I'm happy that I'm still here rocking with you guys on this date right here. So
yes, sir, that's beautiful. I already know you gave your dreams after Khalid Reeves cooked you. So I mean, it's all love, man. Like
Khalid, man, I don't play in the wheelchair check classics. You don't know nothing about that. You don't even know nothing about Tiny Archibald hosting the wheelchair classic.
Wow.
You don't know nothing about that.
Damn.
Yeah, he used to host it. Yeah, all the guards used to play in that. The Rod Stricklands, the Kenny Smiths, the Pearls. Everybody played in the wheelchair class. You don't know nothing about that, man.
Yeah, all right.
I saw some dude dunk on Jibo.
Who? Not me.
It might have been his only two points in the game.
Nah, it was only 2 points. He didn't dunk on me, bro. That was not me. That was on my
Chuck,
teammate.
I believe you, man. I believe you, man.
I swear on my life. I messed up. I didn't move over the screen, but that was not me. He dunked way from
man,
me.
get out from up under that rim, man.
No one's dunking on. He could have scored me the rest of the game, bro. When I switched on, he couldn't score me. No one's dunking on me.
Stay out from up under the rim, please.
I've never gotten dunked in my life. I hope we do that Nick content creator thing again this summer, bro. I was so pissed that day, bro. But hell no, he didn't dunk on me. You must be. Hell no.
I saw a lot of footage of your facial expressions, like.
We need. Well, let me chill. We need a point guard, but yeah, nah, he ain't.
Yeah, yes.
Oh, you need bag? You need bag?
We need a point guard, bro.
Do you need bag?
I said we need a point guard. Don't try to wax poetic. I said we need a point guard.
I'm just saying that used to be one of my nicknames. You know what I'm saying? Was bag. That means big ass guard. Big ass guard.
Bro, you fake ass Andre Miller, son. We know what you're gonna do, man. You're gonna use your body to post up.
I don't do that. I know how to play basketball, fundamentals. I know how to get you involved. I know how to get you to rock where you're supposed to have it at. I know how to place the rock where you're supposed to be. All those type things. I come up from Skip come from up under me, dude.
Damn.
Yeah, I said that.
Next summer then. Oh, this next summer.
Man,
Next summer.
I give you Ron DeClario's his number right now.
I don't want Ron DeClario's number. I want
you
ass
call
up here
him right now, and he'll tell you, "Oh, that's my dumbest guard ever."
Wait, what? How do you say that?
That's what he would say. Oh, you talking about him? Oh, yeah, Boogie. That's my dumbest guard ever. Because I didn't fill out the dreams that he had laid to the side that he knew I had the potential for. But yo, Chuck, it's good hanging out with you, Chuck. I heard Chuck on Shade 45 today, and I rocked with Chuck on daggone Gamo's show today. That's two Chucks in one day.
You on Shade 45?
That wasn't me.
Nah, Chuck D, the legend, man.
Oh, yo, this guy, man. I thought.
Yeah, you don't get it two Chucks, Chuck. And Chuck,
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Oh man, I gotta break it down. I forgot,
guy,
man.
Yo, this guy,
Oh,
I swear, Queens dudes is.
He said Nas. He said Nas is for your rapper. Oh my God, he can't understand it. The metaphor.
What'd you say? What'd you say? What'd you say?
You said Nas was your favorite rapper. You can't understand the metaphors, Chuck. You know it, Chuck. Yeah. You said, "Oh, Chuck, you was on 45."
You said from Chuck D to Chuck. That's not a metaphor. Anyway,
I said from Chuck. I didn't say no. I ain't say D at all.
Oh man.
I said from Chuck on Shade 45 today to Chuck on Gamo's show. That's two Chucks in one day.
My bad. I didn't.
We just broadcast. We podcast.
This guy with his Kumo D rhymes. All right, man. My bad. I didn't mean to mess it all up, man. Chuck is from the Coogee rap era, so a little bit more ahead of your time, Jay Boogie.
What you mean?
I know you're all about Dana Dane.
I'm 58. Hold on, I'm 58.
I know,
what are you talking about?
But you still like Dana Dane and like
No, I don't. That's Brooklyn. That's
Schoolie D was groundbreaking to you. Like, whoa, this guy's talking about violence and drugs. Whoa, that's crazy.
That's Brooklyn. Dana Dane. I don't do that, man.
Sorry, my bad. I was listening to the realest, like. You know what I'm saying? When them cats would fill gaskets, I was listening to that, but you listen to
Fresh Prince first album, man. Stop it, man.
All right, guys. Oh shit. We about to end the show off, man. I appreciate my two brothers, man. Jay Boogie ain't ish, man. Chuck B ain't ish, man. But I love these two guys, man. Salute to these two.
Man, we love you too, man.
Poops, man. I hate both of them really like brothers, man. But they ain't ish, man. But
send me the invite when you get ready to go live, man, so I can come on early with you, man.
I got you. That's why I got Chuck B.
You got K Solo going ham up here.
He been ducking me for months, man. I finally got to come on.
There's nothing to duck. You don't. Yo, bro, Chuck, this guy, son.
Where's Ace at, man?
The truth.
Ace is in the Bronx, man. The Bronx is a different country, man. So just let's.
You see when I come around, Darcy run.
Darcy's like, yo, son, your man. But you didn't fight against Darcy. You talking about Jalen? Anyway,
because he know I was going to get on Mitch. He know Mitch was coming.
Hold on. Why did you say that when he? Because even though Mitch was great, baby. Mitch was great against 76ers, bro.
No, see, he averaged 4 points. There ain't nothing else to say.
What does that mean? Wait, hold up. You crap on Brunson for only scoring, but you only value Mitch from his scoring.
I don't crap on him for scoring. I crap on him for shooting too much and not knowing when to get others involved. If you got the ball the whole game, there should be times where you can say, all right, he's going, he got it going. Let me feed him. I done saw guys have a hot hand and Brunson, instead of feeding him, he go to get his own shot. Nah, keep feeding the guy with the hot hand. He think his shot is the best shot every time.
I will disagree with you on that sentiment more last year, but I see him play more off the ball this year. But I did see that last year where the ball was moving at times. It's like Brunson don't even touch hero ball. Like just let the offense is flowing. Just be off of it.
In the last 2 minutes is he ain't passing that ball.
In the last 2 minutes, you want your best players to typically have, unless they crap in a bed, you typically want your two best players. Now, I will say this, though. It happened last season, too, but more so this season. There have been times Mikal Bridges had a great or really good first half or into third quarter. He'll give you, he'll be 6 for 7, 7 for 8, 7 for 9, and then they went away from him in that fourth quarter, which was like that. Why move away from your hot hand, just to get it back to, your best player who's not necessarily having a great game, but like what Clyde Frazier said, he said, man, you keep feeding the hot play till they're not hot no more. Like sometimes you don't know why a player's hot. Who cares? Like just feed them until they go cold. So I agree with you. I think that was more so last year. I think Brunson's done a better job this year, but definitely last year, bro. Many times I got pissed at him doing that. But yo, guys, I'm about to be out, man.
Hey, man, can I ask you one more question before you go, man?
He's gonna say so. Go ahead, man. Rock Marcy, what are you gonna talk about?
No, I just want to ask you, man. Yo, what are y'all gonna do at quarterback, man? Since old boy said, he ain't coming out, he didn't want to go to the Jets, man. He went back.
Man. Yo, look, man.
Hey, Jim Harbaugh in the building, man.
I think Flacco is you a Giants fan talking?
Yo, Harbaugh in the building, man. In the building, yo.
I can't even talk trash, bro. I wanted Mike Vrabel from since before last year. I wanted Ben Johnson instead of Aaron Glenn. That's what they. And then I was like, look. I know it sound. I want to be. I know Aaron Glenn is my black brother, but please get John Harbaugh if you can. And I can't lie, man. Y'all gonna be straight, man.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Take a look, man. Take a look.
This is depressing.
feel like Brunson. I might bite myself.
Yo, Chuck is an idiot for that, man. Yo, man. I'm gonna talk to y'all later, man. F all y'all.
All right. God bless y'all.
Salute to all y'all, man. Peace, God bless. I'll catch you guys I'll catch you guys tomorrow for the game, man. Peace.
All right.
See you later, Chuck. Peace. Yeah, those my brothers, man. Salute to Chuck B. Salute to Darcy. Salute to Jay Boogie as well too, man. Please go follow Jay Boogie, man. I'm trying to get Jay Boogie way more visibility, man. It makes absolutely no sense why Jay Boogie's not literally the premier. I don't even say Nick. That doesn't sound right, but premier artist who's being featured with the Knicks. So please go follow Jay Boogie on Instagram, on Twitter, most importantly, but also Twitter, Instagram, as well as YouTube, man. Go support my guy Jay Boogie. But see everybody in the chat, man. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Great chat. Again, Knicks have to find some solutions that are not named Giannis, so we'll see what they do. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace with God bless. We out. Peace.